Hey everybody, it's B from Kongs R Us, and welcome to the finale of Build Your Own Legends Season 2. I'm one of your hosts today, and we're going to do it. We're going to crown a champion. We're going to see who the best modder is of these AtGames products. Is it somebody from the good old US of A, or is it one of our northern neighbors in Canada that's going to take this home, the trophy, the belt? And there's a lot that's going to happen on this show. We're going to be giving away a couple different things. And I'm excited to take down this guy so bad. Oh, man. I'm more excited about the judges competition because I have some skin in the game. But how are you, Restalgia? Okay. You doing good?
I'm doing good. I do want to say something here. Listen, okay, we're talking about you're giving me a little bit of trouble about this competition. You think you're going to beat me, and that's cool. Now, I want to be clear. The only reason I even said I would do this is because I knew you already had a like 9-month, 10-month head start. You knew what my build was a year ago. I haven't changed it. So I was like, okay, the only way B is possibly going to be able to do a better build than me is if he already knows what I've done. And you did. So yeah, I hope you beat me, because if you don't, that's going to speak volumes.
I needed that advantage, right? That US advantage to get that edge. That's but nobody even knew what you did, right? I mean, you never even showed it. I asked you ahead of time. But we have another.
I did talk about it and show it off at the end of last season, but I didn't actually make a video. I have made a video now.
All right. Well, let me ask this guy, because Tampatec, hey, how's it going? You were there in season 1. Do you even remember if Restalgia built anything last season? Did you guys actually show each other what you guys built with your Legends Connect boards?
I put one in my TV, and then that took like 5 minutes. And
then but like for your other judges like Restalgia or Dubs, did you remember Restalgia's Bartop? Could you visually remember that he actually did something with his stuff?
Yeah, I think he did do a Bartop, but did you?
See, that's what I'm saying. Hey, man, can't even remember.
Okay, maybe it wasn't a memorable build. That doesn't change the fact that you had 1 year's worth of that data, and that's okay. Listen, man. I'm hoping you mop the floor with me, because I'm not gonna lie, there's nothing I want to see more than a really sweet racing build.
Yeah, that's all I hear. And is it gonna be Canada, or is it going to be good old US of A? So that's been our theme this entire season. It's been an international competition. We've had modders from both sides of the border coming in, and it's been fun watching their builds. This is our 5th episode now, Restalgia. Just before we bring in our contestants, what have you think of the season so far in terms of this version of the competition? How's it stacked up compared to last season?
It's different. It's different. So the first season, there was a lot of initial buzz, because this was the first time that we were going to be running anything like this. There was a lot of people that came in with some really crazy ideas. And then there was a bunch of, we had a ton of submissions that we were just looking at, and I was like, there's no way. There's no way. So we ended up picking the ones that we thought were most probable to complete. And we kind of went with it. This time around, I was like, okay, people can clearly do what they say they're going to do. So we picked out the ones that we thought were going to have the most impact. We've had a couple hiccups along the way for different people for different reasons. And honestly, it's just been a lot of fun. It's been a ton of fun.
Yeah, I agree. Tampatec, how about you? How's the season been for you as you've participated in last season and you've seen the builds this time around? What do you think?
I kind of hoped that there were more people in the contest. I think we had one dropout, right? Or yeah,
yes, we did.
I kind of wish that they didn't drop out, but that's my only thing is I wish there was more people involved in this season.
That's true. That was unfortunate. So we did not have a perfect season. We did have our hiccups, right? So in terms of the competition, falling off, there were some questions about some of the build rules. We heard about people stealing stuff from churches. Not stealing stuff from churches, donations and things. And so there is some nuance to a competition like this, Restalgia. This is your second time doing this competition, and we are going to hear the experiences of our contestants soon. But from a judge's perspective, from a logistical standpoint, what were some of the challenges in this new format that you wanted to just share up front, and then maybe some vision that you might have for future competitions now that you kind of finished it?
I think one of the first things that I learned moving from season 1 to season 2 is just because the rules hadn't changed very much. Like when I was looking at the blueprints of the rules from season 1, it was very much cookie cutter. I took it, brought it over to season 2, made some minor tweaks that I was like, okay, how can I clean this up? How can I reword this? You know, what is changing this season versus last season? And we kind of went with it. And I think the biggest thing that I learned is that people really do interpret things very differently. And, you know, when somebody reads something that says, okay, I've got a $300 budget, what can I build with $300? One person will say, I've got a cash jar of $300 and every single cent that I spend has to come out of that. And I need to spend that money in order to make this build. So that way somebody else could get their own little cash jar and build it for $300. Other people will say, well, you know, as long as I don't spend more than $300 personally, then that's acceptable. And I think what I've learned most importantly is that we've got to really fine tune those rules to make sure that they are crystal clear. So that way they aren't up for interpretation. I think that's been the biggest thing.
Bobby says the spending limit was a little bit too loose, and that's kind of hard for a competition like this. But, you know, we can hear from our competitors on that interpretation. I think some people were mentioning, you know, budget questions, but we did confirm, you did confirm with everybody that was in this competition this year. You went through their spend budget line by line with their itemized stuff. So you actually did do that. Can you address that for folks that were questioning some of the budget questions for the builds?
Yeah. So, I mean, I think the elephant in the room here is going to be KillerPenguins cocktail cabinet. And we essentially, when he came onto the show, that was the first time a lot of us had seen some of the features that he had kind of shown off. And obviously when I started realizing kind of the way that he was framing the competition in the sense of like, okay, this is what I believe the rules are, this is how I'm adhering to them. Realistically, you know, he put it out there and I was like, okay, well, we got a little bit of a problem, so let's, you know, course correct. And I went and I chatted with him, and him and I spent several hours kind of going back and forth, going through budgets, identifying what he was given as a donation versus what he spent. And I essentially said, okay, you need to send me a list of everything that was donated to you that you haven't paid for out of pocket. And he did that. I then went over to like the website, Home Depot's website and Lowe's website and stuff like that. And I identified, okay, this is the approximate amount of lumber that you purchased. Okay, this is retail price on the lumber. This is your plexi. Here's retail price on plexi. You know, paint. This is retail price on paint. You know, you bought a used TV, a 32-inch TV. We're going to Marketplace. We're going to shop it. And we're going to see what we can find, what the average selling price for a 32-inch, you know, an older TV is. And I said, you know, this is how much all that would have cost you. You got to put that in your budget. So all the bells and whistles that you were wanting to add, you're going to have to find a way to do it within whatever's left over in the budget. So at the end of the day, what was presented specifically from each of the contestants has been verified. It was within a $300 price point.
Great to hear. And we're going to hear from every single contestant about their experience as well. One by one, we love to hear from all of our competitors, you know, starting with this guy that tried to put something together for the first time. We don't even know if he was ever successful putting it together. He called it the Dressercade. What's going on, Michael B?
What's going on, fellas?
Oh, man. How was it? How was your experience being a contestant on Build Your Own Legends? I'm going to bring up your build while we just kind of talk through your experience right now.
Yeah, well, it was a little stressful. Obviously, I got my stuff a little bit late considering where I was and then trying to rush. And I basically used every bit of free time I had left to get it done. And I remember Restalgia reached out, and they had reached out to all the people saying, would you like another week? And I told Restalgia at the time, I was like, I don't need another week. I'll get it done tomorrow. Well, if I didn't have that other week, I don't think I would have got it done because it's just you think things are going to be easier than they are, and then they're not. So this certainly gave me a great new level of respect for people who do this. The modding side, I mean, what you guys do is obviously very impressive, and I'm very fortunate to be able to be included, and I wish I was as talented as you guys were, because this came together on a hope and a prayer.
Well, it came from the Infinity table to the Dressercade, which I thought you leaned into. It really fun. Yeah. Restalgia Tampatec. Let's hear your thoughts on the Dressercade.
Okay, I'll start. Mike is a good friend of mine, and I'm not gonna lie, I was a little concerned with him about 20 days into this competition when all he had to show me was an LCD screen and his Connect board with one single piece of wood. So I'm not going to lie and say that I was like totally expecting this, but I am really blown away with the final product, especially for somebody who has never done a build like this, to be able to figure it all out, do all the wiring, connect it all up, you know, make sure that your wire lengths were correct, fussing with the speaker system, everything that you did. I got nothing bad to say to you, man. Congratulations on making it through.
Thanks, Restalgia.
Yeah. Tampatec, what'd you think?
All right, to start off with the PowerPoint presentation, I didn't think he was gonna finish. I was like, all right, there's gonna be like some of these people took weeks to build theirs, and I'm like, this guy, he's got to rush it in. So he did it. He finished it. He finished the project, and he had a unique design. Look, yeah, it's unique, and it's Dressercade. He said, right?
Yeah, Dressercade.
Yeah, no other. There's no other in the world.
Yeah.
That's right.
Is there anything about the build that like you was unfinished? Did you think if you had more time, was there an element that you might have done in addition to kind of the rush job that you had? Is there something that you felt like you wanted to do that you didn't get to do?
Pinball buttons. So my intention was to also do pinball buttons on the side and then do legs to lift it up. But what happened was, because I bought a 24-inch screen, and the channels, not realizing how big they would be, the build ended up being a lot bigger and heavier than I intended. And I realized the legs to lift up the pinball weren't sensible anymore. And also the wiring that I got to give huge credit to DIY Retro Arcades. They sell this wiring harness for the Legends Connect board, which is foolproof. It's the only reason I got the wiring done. So what would have happened is if I had done the pinball buttons as well, I would have had to split those wires, and then that would have been very difficult to get them to go where they wanted to go, where they needed to go, and then still be able to move my build. So if I had more time, I would have put my pinball buttons in, but at the same time, it would have made it very complicated.
Hey, Mike, can you link that?
Pardon?
Can you link the wire harness for other people to use?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Now,
yeah,
Mike, I did notice
it's a jamming harness. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, we were talking, and I know that there was one other thing that you said that you wish you could have added to your build, and that was more duct tape.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's pretty funny. But all right. Well, thank you, Michael, for competing and showing off your build. It was great. Let's go ahead and bring on another competitor into the stream to have him talk a little bit about, one of the highlights I think of the competition was this big old build that has a fireplace in it. It looks like it's working there. Do we have KillerPenguins in the house? Are you around? Are you trying to make a dramatic entrance? And
sorry. I didn't know. Hey, what's going on, guys? Hey. What is going on, guys?
USA
thank
back in the
you
house
for giving the opportunity for all of us that participate in this. This is an easy task or easy feat, and just from going from paper, a concept, to bringing something into production, into action, is really a challenge. And to see the final product and the final work is definitely amazing.
Yeah. So, I mean, talk a little bit about this build process. I mean, it is a beast. It looked beautiful, but, from a build standpoint, what was the most challenging part of the build for you now that it's all complete?
The challenging part from what we saw from the photos I posted was the two-way hinge feature on this, because, I wanted to have pinball with it, as well as, the horizontal for fighting and light guns. And, essentially, I did pick up the Mario Kart wheel when it was on sale. So coming up with a way to have a wheel added to this as well. But having the two-way hinge, because I've never, really done that kind of stuff before, just trying to figure out how to have it hinge one way, but also have it hinge another way. And then, adding the multiple buttons all kind of running into each other. So, on the side here, we have our flipper and our nudge, but we also have flipper and nudge up here also. So for if you want to do standing or taller people, you have that option there. And then we have a front nudge in the front, so you can knock it with your knee, the plunger button. So just trying to, link all that up in, constantly testing all the connections. And then the other hard part is wiring up 43 buttons and 4 joysticks. So
Restalgia Tampatec. I mean, this was quite the build, and you guys saw it going from beginning to end. Thoughts on this once you saw the final product?
So when I saw it for the first time, I was nervous. I was nervous because I had the same thought that a lot of people did about the budget. And I do want to give you credit, man, because when I had said on air, hey, I think we're going to need to chat about this, you were super open to it. You didn't have any problems with it. You were like, hey, you know, like I'm not trying to break rules. I'm not trying to do anything that isn't fair to anybody. So, you know, you and I chatted, we figured it all out. And when you came back to me with what, you know, the final build looked like, and you showed me, hey, this is the pricing. I incorporated the costs of all the stuff that you told me to incorporate. Here's my final spec sheet. I looked it over and it was good. You're good. I'm excited that you were able to make this happen. Now, it took a lot of ingenuity, and you probably had to spend a stupid amount of time making this thing. So it's not a matter of it's not a $300 and you're done. It's a $300 and several dozens of hours of labor to get this thing up and running. But it really is.
He has a spec sheet at the end of his video, by the way,
Right.
Rev. So that's the biggest question.
And-
how is this under $300? It's you like made it by the skin of your teeth, if I remember, in terms of the spec sheet.
yeah, it was $2.99 and 81 cents. And you know, it's one of those things, like, you know, I talked to Restalgia and that, and like it's like one of those things, like, looks may be deceiving. You know, you can take something and, you know, you put some nice paint on it, you do a few things, and you can make it look high end. You know, like when we were going through the fireplace, you know, I had that left over, and, you know, we were like, oh, well, we can't really, you know, we have to look at the price of that. And someone in that chat, you know, they happened to go Facebook Marketplace, and he's like, dude, those things are like $20. And so we started going through Facebook Marketplace, and I mean, where I'm at, there were people giving them away for free because the heater didn't work, but the visual worked. There are people $20, and it's just a small visual heater thing. It does nothing else. So like that's, you know, that's what I try to tell people is, you know, go on Facebook Marketplace, go on OfferUp. You know, Bobby Vu, to die for, is notorious for coming up with having all these deals, and you know how he gets these arcades for like $100, $200 is mind blowing. You know, that's the other thing too, is with this, is if you also could even come into a lower budget, is taking that time and actually not just
Shop around.
going out and just buying the first thing, you know, actually spending time and maybe waiting a week or two, and you might find somebody.
Absolutely.
So, and you know, my video is kind of lengthy because I really wanted to go in depth and really have a breakdown on, you know, the 3D printed. There's a lot of 3D printed parts on here, and I provided all the files for people to go and get. And your local libraries have 3D printers. You can actually take the files there, set up a time with them, and go and get this stuff printed for free. You're just limited to the time slot and what filament they have. But the easy thing with filament is you can sand it, prime it, and paint it your own color. So that's not a problem. So, you know, I wanted to provide those too. And in regards, you know, I was asked to take the light guns out. You know, if I was trying to, you know, break rules and stuff, I wouldn't come on here and show stuff and say, oh, this is how I did things. You know, as the Restalgia stated, you know, I had asked originally, hey, if I have this TV, can I use it? Yeah, you can use that TV. So with going in that in mind, I'm under the assumption, hey, if I have the stuff, as long as I'm not spending over, you know, the budget, I can use it. And then, of course, you know, that was fixed and weighed out. And I did take features out. There are some features that you see now, but the contest is over. So I have those added back in that I originally was going to have in here. And I know
and the judging is done. So you're just to clarify, your video only showcased what was in the build, right? And so anything else at this point is all extra.
Yep, like
right. So,
you can see some LED lighting here that wasn't in the video. I know more people are visual people, so that's why I came up with the idea of the paper light guns. You know, you want to visually impress people, so I provided that PSD, that photo. So if somebody wants to go, you know, a free piece of cardboard from, you know, you can get free boxes from the post office and then cut it out, print it out on your printer, and you can impress your friends visually. Even like these fake trackballs here, you know, I could tell somebody, hey, a trackball goes there, but all they see is empty space. So I'm like, let me design and this trackball.
You have a fan.
effects.
From Akuma Ref. Thank you for the $2 super chat, Akuma Ref, who says, beat Michael B, the snow commie. Go USA, USA. So, way to rep the USA, Killer
You the
Penguins.
man. Love you,
Man,
brother.
there's
And,
somebody that's
I love
representing
everybody in
completely.
chat,
Yeah.
all the contestants, Phil, Mike, you guys did awesome stuff. I was worried for Mike, and I was impressed with what he could put out in that short time with his unfortunate status of shipping issues and things like that. But everybody came in hard, and there were some ups and downs and things, but in the end, we worked together and brought it all together.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Killer Penguins. Tampatec, did you get to say kind of your thoughts really quickly?
Oh, dude, it's like the Swiss Army knife of arcade cabinets. Like there's nothing else to cram into that thing.
I mean, there's plenty of space in there to do stuff, but yeah.
Multi-purpose. I love it. All right. Well, let's go ahead and bring in our third competitor in the official portion of the competition. Stay tuned because we also have our special guest competitor that we brought in early on, the grand champion, if you will, with this Tombcade build. So stay tuned. He's going to be here. But let's bring in the other representative from the Great White North, Mr. Canada Phil. What's going on?
How's it going, guys?
Good. And he's watching us on his build. Look at that. It's like I'm looking at myself in the mirror. It's beautiful.
There's lag going on though, because I'm using my phone and it's too small for me to see anything. So I got to use this guy here.
Oh, perfect. How are you? How's it going? So tell us about your experience in this Build Your Own Legends competition. We'd love to hear it. And I'm going to pull up your build in the background because it was a really unique, awesome build while you talk through it.
To be honest, it's a little bit stressful. I'm glad it's ending.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's probably unaware, but Mike and I got our boards more than 2 weeks later than everybody else. There was a bit of a snafu with FedEx or something. So I did not actually get my hands on a Connect board until at least 2 weeks after the American contestants did. So Mike and I had a bit of a late start up here. So it was a bit of a scramble to catch up because I had never actually physically seen a board. There's not of information online about the Connect board. And to be honest, there's a lot of figuring out to do on how to actually make the thing work properly. Because
absolutely,
one of my pet peeves about this thing,
Lost audio.
Reference at all. So
Losing audio.
Yeah, we're losing you, Phil.
I think your phone turned sideways. Can you double check your audio one more time? Give us a mic check, Phil.
Nope.
All right. Oh, he's coming
Looks
back.
like his video. There we go.
Coming back into the frame. There he is. Michael B, while he's getting reset, did that impact you in terms of getting a late start from looking at the board?
Yes and no. Not so much looking at the board, but like I've mentioned a couple times, the way my mind works, I needed to get the parts. Like there was just stupid things like knowing how big the speakers were and knowing how big stuff like that was. So it was the parts more so with me.
Yeah. Canada Phil, can you unmute and give us an audio check? If we don't hear you soon, Killer Penguins is going to start beatboxing and doing a little rap because you look like you need to. You don't want to hear that.
I've heard him rap. It's not very good.
Phil, we don't need this.
We're not gonna take it. That's not rap though.
It looks
Phil,
like it's just your mic looks like it's muted.
Killer Penguin. That looks like a stripper outfit.
Hey, I mean, we're not gonna talk about what I do after hours. But
yeah.
I mean,
Somebody was actually saying in the
what?
chat about, next season have Bobby Vu compete in the competition, and he says it's not going to be fair. Is there going to be a next season Restalgia? I mean, while we kind of wait for Phil to come back in.
So here's the thing: there is a roadmap for more seasons, assuming there are people who want to participate. And I think the idea is that we're going to expand out geographically. So season 1 was just the U.S., season 2 was Canada and the U.S. So it's certainly possible. Bobby, I don't have any of your submissions, man. So if you want in, I want you in. I just need you to give me a submission, man.
He said, "I'll do it for under $100." All right, Canada Phil.
Listen, And if Bobby thinks he's that good, I'm more than happy to assign a handicap to him.
I know. That's Meatball Saucy says, and it's now, no more. Phil, are you back? Can you give us a mic check? Can you hear us, Phil?
Can you hear me? Okay?
We can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, audio sounds good. You're back.
Why can't you? Can you hear me?
We can hear you now.
Okay.
Yes.
Sorry about that. I'm on my data. I'm on my data on my phone in the weakest corner of my house. I apologize about that. It dropped
No
off.
worries. No worries. So yeah, we're just going over your experience
me
with
okay now, though?
yes, we can hear you fine.
You sound good.
You're mentioning just about your experience with the lateness of getting the
Sure.
board, but yeah, so I'm going to pull up your build again,
Yeah.
which I thought you had one of the most creative builds once I understood it, and so it was one of those things where you had to like know your details. So I loved the fact that you spent time talking about it, and even in your Facebook post, you kept adding kind of more to the story for people that may look at it on the surface. It's not just a wallcade, it's so much more. So kind of talk about that in terms of how it came out and if it actually met your expectation of what you wanted it to be.
Yeah, to be honest, really proud of this end. It wasn't what I originally intended. And my proposal, I dropped. I decided not to do the actual proposal. This is actually a bigger version of what my proposal was going to be. Make a base similar to the ALU for it, but I thought, why do another base when I've got a base there? Let me do something completely different. So then that became the wall mount. And the wall mount is pretty beefy because it's obviously got to hold a lot of weight, right?
Yep.
But it's very simple, to be honest. At its core, there's literally not even 3/4 of a sheet of particle board there. Not 2 3/4, and that's it for wood. So in terms of wood, $17 for the particle board, and like slick the way.
Is it just me, or are we losing Phil as well?
Yeah, we're losing Phil again.
Okay, I wasn't going to say anything because I wasn't sure if it was just my service, but yeah, I think Phil, we're losing you again.
You went sideways again on us. But we have the build on here. So while you're also getting back in there, Restalgia, Tampatec, like what did you think of this build once you saw it, and in terms of how it turned out from when we originally saw it?
Yeah, so it's actually interesting because one of the things that Phil said was that, or actually this is something that KillerPenguins said, is that people are visual. And I would probably fall into that category. I do much better seeing something in front of me in order to understand it than I do just reading about it and trying to picture it in my own mind.
Sorry.
So
can you hear me?
That's all right,
Yep, you're
Phil.
back.
You're good?
Yep, you're back.
Yeah, I switched to Wi-Fi. Maybe that's going to be better than data. I thought data was going to be stronger. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no, the Wi-Fi,
Okay,
you're
so
sound
where
crystal
I
clear right
apologize.
now, so you should be good.
Restalgia was just giving his thoughts on the build, Restalgia. If you want to do that,
Perfect,
and then we'll
okay.
get back to you, Phil. Go ahead.
Yeah. So what I was saying is that when Phil
Go ahead.
originally submitted his proposal, I read through it, and he sent a big proposal, probably the longest and most detailed proposal that anyone has ever submitted out of anybody for both seasons. And I was reading it, and I was like, okay, I understand this, and I understand this, and I understand, 1B and 1C and 1D. And I was looking at it in my own brain, and I was trying to picture what it was going to look like. But I don't want to say it was difficult to picture. It was just difficult for me to picture. And when Phil started to actually send me progress photos, like, hey, here's a shot, here's where I am at right now, here's where the base is, here's the wall mount, here's kind of what I've done. It really started to clue in, and I was like, oh, okay, all of this stuff is starting to piece together. I'm understanding the bigger picture of what this was supposed to be. This is really interesting. And I think, to Phil's credit, I think he probably had the biggest disadvantage going into this, being a build as complicated or as complex as his was, and having to kind of present it to people on week 1 versus waiting till week 2 or week 3, because he didn't have very much time to flesh out something visual for people to look at. He really gave us kind of the skeletons of what it was, because there's only so much you can do within the first week anyways.
Yeah.
And by being the first person, he really didn't have very much opportunity to show people visually what he was doing. So I think that, you know, at the end of the day, what came out as a final product is impressive. It's really clever.
It's a big ass wall cake. That's what it is, and it's freaking
it's
like
really
amazing. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Tampatec, what'd you think now that you see it in its glory?
I like that it saves space, which is kind of
Mhm.
cool because I have no space in my house, and I like the fact that it's like the design is very unique and like you could like, you know what I mean? It turns. Can you turn it like right? Can you like make it pinball?
Yeah, it goes
Vertical?
vertical and horizontal.
Vertical.
Yeah, Mhm.
Yeah, it goes vertical too, right? Can we see that
Yeah,
or no?
it does. He's
Yeah,
gonna
I
show
think
us
that's
live.
that's creative. I like that, and it saves
Live
space.
demo. Here it is.
Yeah.
We're
Can
gonna
you
see
tilt it
in-
too? Can it be
Boom.
tilted? That's awesome. I love that. And can you tilt it?
I don't know if it does a
It
tilt.
doesn't do the
but
tilt, but it does the rotate.
That's
Yeah.
cool. That's cool still. Yeah, I like it. It saves
Yeah.
space too, which is great.
Yeah, that was nice. So Phil, what were some of the challenges that you came across in the build? If you can hear us.
Phil.
We're losing
No?
your audio again.
Yeah, I don't
Uh-oh.
think his mic. I think maybe his mic switched over.
Uh-oh.
Still can't hear you. Can you hear us?
You can hear us.
I'm assuming he can hear us.
You can hear us, but we can't hear you. All right.
Maybe
We
we
gotta
should keep
get
on going.
We got to get Phil back on the show once we can. So if you can check your audio. I'm so sorry, Phil. Phil, I know he wanted to really kind of talk a little bit more about your build. If you want to keep testing it, and as soon as you get your audio back in, we'll come back and finish up your interview portion of it, if that's cool.
Yep. And
So
if,
he's
if
gonna
he wants to jump off and then jump back in, maybe that'll kind of clean things
Yeah.
up a little bit.
Sounds good.
I know,
All right,
he's using it on his mobile phone,
Yeah.
and it kind of.
So I just want to give
Killer
Killer Penguins and Michael B an opportunity to just like, now that you've seen all the competitor builds, you finished your own, just really quickly, you know, what are your thoughts on your competitors' builds, and you know, just final thoughts you wanted to say to your friendly competition?
Well, I'll go first. After seeing Killer Penguins build the week I went against him, I was like, well, I'm toast. And definitely after seeing Canada Phil's, I think they have done an amazing job. And I'm resigned to the fact that I'm here for miscongeniality. So good job, everybody.
Absolutely. All right. So Canada Phil, can you hear us? Are you back?
I think I'm back. Can you guys hear me?
There we
You
go.
are back.
You're back.
Absolutely.
We can hear
so,
you.
so the question
I
was,
apologize. I was hardwired
Yeah, no
the
worries.
first time, and I thought I'd go wireless tonight, and it's not working out. I apologize.
no worries. So the question was that now that you've seen your competitors' builds and you've kind of ended the competition, what are your thoughts on your, you know, other competitors, and you know, just after seeing everybody else's builds too?
I think everybody made a great effort. I want to commend Mike. I like his idea. It's really cool. And I remember you guys were dogging him about how he's going to work out the moving controls. I've got an
Yeah.
idea for him if he wants to continue with that. Make them little contact pads. So instead of having a loom with cable, just have little contact pads in each spot. You just lift the thing and plunk it down. And don't even worry about the bundle of wire.
It's a good
But you know
idea.
what? I want to commend you, man. I mean, I'm impressed. You really put it together. And it's a good job.
Thanks, Phil.
Great.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, let's jump back. Why don't we talk to Phil about the obstacles and kind of his experience throughout the competition.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to dwell on it too much now. I think we've talked about it a little. I want to be honest. If I could take it all back, I regret entering now. When you guys originally, I want to explain that a bit. When you guys originally set this contest up, it wasn't a Canada USA thing. And for me, that kind of sent it off the rails. I just wanted to compete as sort of guys in the community and show what we wanted to do. And as soon as it became Canada USA, it kind of went off the rails because it just became a party of us versus them. There were a lot of guys dogging me through direct message and stuff like that because I'm not a YouTuber. I'm just like the unknown guy. So it was maybe kind of easy to pick on me. But, you know, I'm over it. I just want to move on. I don't have any expectation of winning either. You know, it is what it is. But just so everybody knows, I intend to keep working with this. I've started the process to patent this in US and Canada. Because again, I'm proud of this and I think this has potential. This is extremely easy to convert into production. I mean, literally, it'll be done overnight. It's just converting this to flat pack furniture using cam locks. I'm working on another variation of the mount and another variation of the pedestal part, not the pedestal part of me, but the mount itself that's actually tilt back a little bit more. Right now it's at about 12.5 degrees. There's going to be a little bit more functionality in that. And, you know, this was by accident. The bit pixel, originally I did this height, believe it or not, just to accommodate larger 6-inch round speakers later. And just by fluke, it turns out that the bit pixel almost goes in there perfectly. So I'm going to redo this whole idea as like a custom jukebox. The bit pixel is going to stay in it in the next variation. I'm doing in-wall speakers in the in-wall sub. And I think some of you guys may have seen those pics on the Facebook forums. If you didn't catch it, that's what I do. I'm a custom audio guy, AV guy. I'm a CDS certified professional designer and installer. So this is kind of up my alley. I always have to come up with ways of designing simple things that could be made for people in a cost-effective manner. And I think this is it, and I'm going to run with it. So if everybody wants to give me a little bit of time, I'm going to work on this, get everything going, and maybe within a year, if anybody wants to buy the next version of this, I'll be able to offer it to you.
There you go.
That sounds freaking amazing.
So I'm gonna pledge to do that for anybody who wants.
Update us on the
YouTube
channel. Yeah, see if you could create a YouTube channel. Update us.
Cool. Awesome. All right. Killer Penguins, what did you think of your
that was my first ever video.
You did well. I mean, the level of detail that was in it, it was a good first attempt. So I know editing is not easy for any content creator, but I think you have the chops. If you wanted to do some more stuff, you obviously, I'll just quote unquote, you know your shit.
Well, we'll see.
So I mean, if there's somebody that you want to listen to, you respect people that know their stuff, and so I think that allows you a great voice for people to consider listening to, because you have obviously a strong voice and opinion in it. So I would listen to your content if you decided to do some more stuff, especially on the builds and things. When you talk about this technical stuff, you obviously have the credentials. So kudos.
I appreciate that, B.
Yeah. All right, Killer Penguins, just to kind of wrap up this portion of the section, what did you think of your competitor builds once you saw everything happening?
Oh, I thought everybody, did a really great job. Michael B, throwing Restalgia under the bus, saying I can't build a cocktail, and he comes out with a mini cocktail that could, I bet you, him and I work together, his could fit inside of mine, and then his is to go, and then his is to stay at home. But no, it was, Michael B, not doing anything before and coming up with that stuff and doing that. I was definitely impressed with what he was showing, because I mean, his Microsoft Paint skills had me worried.
Well, you know what? Stop making fun of his daughter's drawing. Come on. I mean, don't be mean. It was
okay, Michael B, stop using your daughter's collateral damages. Take.
All right.
And going with Canada Phil, as Restalgia said, having the disadvantage kind of at the beginning, showing his stuff, and as I've mentioned, more people are visual people, less people can look and understand what you're saying, and even I was not really understanding, and I know a lot of people weren't. And then when I saw his build and what he was doing, I was blown away with what he could do, all the attachments. And then when he I never really commented on it, but I was I saw his post and him posting what else it can do, and I was like, dang, that thing has a lot of versatility. And
yes,
if he does, go ahead and sell this thing, he, you can buy this add-on, you can buy this add-on. It's like add-on for you, add-on for you. And so I'm glad, even though I know there was a lot of issues and things happening, I just want to say, your stuff turned out amazing, and I love what you did. And, I think even though like Phil, you're saying that you kind of could go back and not join, I think this really helped push you putting out and getting it to that point, because a lot of times you could have been struggling and not really be doing a bunch of different builds and kind of being stuck between them instead of here's the initial and then, getting other people's feedback and really taking in their feedback and really doing what you did. So awesome job to both of you guys. Stuff looks awesome.
Yes, we have some folks in the chat saying all of them are winners and they all should deserve something. They might all get something, who never know. But we're going to get to revealing the final winners after we have a couple other things happening. So thank you, Killer Penguins, Michael B, and Canada Phil for showing off your builds, putting together some awesome videos and creativity. If there's one thing I can say about all three builds is that they were really next level. They were all a step up from last season's builds. Last season's builds were all kind of a little bit smaller, kind of except for the Coffin-Cade, right? But they were a little bit kind of in this smaller realm. This really blew it up. Like everybody had a minimum 24 to 32 inch screen, and there was just a next level version of seeing what you can do with these boards. In fact, me and Restalgia did some very different builds too for our judges contest. But before we get to our judges contest, I want to finally bring in our special guest competitor, one person who is probably synonymous with the name Build Your Own Legends or Legends Connect. He probably has more Legends Connect boards than any person in the entire world, and he's done a lot with it. Your man, the myth, the legend, the one and only Jacob Johnson from Things to Rot Your Brainz. What's going on, man?
Man, thank you for the intro. How's everybody doing tonight?
Yeah, doing well. You got a little something behind you. Got a little couple of things you might be ready to show off. So what do you want to do? Do you want to show off the builds? Do you want me to show the video? How do you want to do this? How do you want to showcase what you finally put together for the chance for one of our voters to win? What do you think?
I think the best thing to do would probably be to play the video. The video will reveal it.
The video will do the reveal and then we can show the stuff. All right, we're going to do this. So if you guys haven't seen it yet, while I pull that up, Restalgia, what is going to happen for somebody that voted in the contest?
Yeah, so we had the voting running since, I believe, Tuesday, and it finished a couple hours or so ago. And essentially, within the form where you've ranked all the different submissions, at the very bottom, you had an opportunity to opt in or opt out of a giveaway. And Jacob has very kindly designed two different designs, arcade designs. We'll call them both bar or countertop size devices. And essentially, we are going to do a draw for anybody who opted into that draw. And that person is going to get to select one of the two prizes. And we're going to ship it out to you. And that is going to be... that'll be your prize.
All right, and here it is.
Hello, everyone. Dr. Leon Redfield here. Unfortunately, tonight I do not have Z23 or Player Dead with me due to unforeseeable accidents. It was just unavoidable. But all you had to do was vote to be eligible to win my next creation. And what is that, you might ask? Well, now it's time to present to everyone the Tombcade.
Oh,
Dirty, dingy, straightforward gray
so
stones
badass.
that you can actually play video games on. These are the perfect arcades for Rot 1's brain. Everything you see here is a custom creation. Yes, custom skull toggles.
Ooh,
That's
that's
right,
so
I
sick.
hand sculpted and created skull toggles just for this. Everything you see here is carved out of foam and then backed with plywood. And then here's the first time ever. This is an AtGames first here, folks. For this competition, I've actually collaborated with one of my competitors. Technically not one of my competitors, but you'll see what I mean. I wanted custom grill covers and my logo to look beautiful.
Oh, I should stop pressing buttons.
Buffering. Oh,
There it
The only
goes.
way I could do it was to reach out to KillerPenguins, and he was able to do an amazing 3D print job to get me what I needed. Yeah, guys, teamwork. That's what this is about. Building a team and building something awesome. I hope we can do more of that in the future. So in the end, to build these two machines, my budget ended up coming up to $550. But what about the $300? So when you break that down to each machine, that's $275 a piece. Yes, I was going on Facebook Marketplace and trying to get discounts on screens. I was trying to acquire wood any way that I could. I was taking stuff from behind Walmart, Home Depot, the local winery, wherever I can get where I can find scrap lumber. And that's what you have to do so you can build your creations on a budget. So voting was the only way to win. And by voting, you were eligible to win one of my creations. If selected, all you have to do is pick which one you want. Do you want the Tombcade machine or the Tomball machine? The choice is yours. This has been Dr. Redfield telling you to be sure to play and slay. Play until dead. AtGames Legends Connect Season 2. bring it.
Wow. That was freaking next level. Wowee. Oh my goodness.
Goosebumps.
Goosebumps.
Yes.
People were so the master made 2 things for under the budget. So you are a special guest competitor. Give us a little bit more insight to the process build, and then we'll let our panelists kind of talk a little bit about what their thoughts are. But yeah, tell us some more. Give us the details. How was it?
It was right in the middle of Halloween season, which is my busiest time of the year. And I decided like halfway through, I'm going to build 2 of them for you guys so you have an option. And that was a bit chaotic. I wish I wouldn't have done that, but I did it. And I did it for you guys. So please know I lost a lot of sleep trying to get these done. It was really fun to build. I love doing this stuff. I had so much fun doing it because that's what it's all about. For me, it's about having fun. If I'm not having fun, you guys wouldn't have gotten a video. You wouldn't have gotten anything from me, but I love doing this stuff. So as long as you guys keep doing this, I've got plenty of ideas.
That's awesome. So put in the chat whether you like the Tomball machine better or the Tombcade machine. I'm going to ask the panelists, which one did you like better, Restalgia? Are they the same? Which did slightly different? What did you like better?
I don't know. I feel like I'm like a classic arcade guy. I like the Tombcade better. Not
Tampatec.
for any real reason. Other than just I like it better.
Just
I like the Tomball. I like the Tomball. Tomball. They share the B, and I like the design. I like the classic, that's the tombstone. That's like a classic tombstone style, and it looks like you could sell that.
You 100% could sell that.
You could.
And those the caps on the joysticks, man, those are unreal. Like they look so awesome.
Is that 3D printed?
No.
No, I sculpted those and molded them in silicone and poured them in 2-part polyurethane.
Oh,
and
that
then painted
all.
them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a lot of
it's
folks that
level.
like the
That was-
Tomball.
Oh man, those
Damn.
are awesome.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
What
Michael
about you?
B,
You're asking us. Why don't you chime in? What do you think?
Me for
Yeah, which one do you
that's
like
a tough choice. I like to be the interviewer, so I don't have to think about these things. But I think I'm lacking. I like the name of Tombcade better than Tomball, so I might lean that way because I think that just sounds cooler. Tombcade, Tomball sounds like, is that a Tomball? Like, what would that be? That's
No,
like my only
Tomball.
reason. It says
I disagree.
Tomball. It's like a Tomball versus a
Tomball.
Tomball. Man, I had
like
debates on whether to put the 2 B's in there, and I kept writing it, and I hated the double B's next to each other. So I made it first off, I'm making up a new word so I can spell it however I want to.
That's
and I ended up going with just the 1 B to make it all.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's ask
So
our
thank you for
contestant.
validating me there, Tampatec. I needed that because my wife was like, "You should have put 2 B's in there." I'm like, "No, I debated
I
that."
should have put 2 B's in there, and then
No.
I would have voted for that one. So,
No, it's not English. It's not English. Flat.
Michael B, which one do you like better out of the 2?
I like the Tombcade.
Any reason?
I think it's 2-player. I don't think the Tomball is 2-player.
Ooh.
No,
Are they both 1 player?
No, the Tombcade is 2-player. The Tomball is 1 player.
Ah, uniqueness. There it
What
is.
Bluetooth is for.
And
All
I
right,
guess
Killer
if you're playing
Penguin.
a pinball game on the Tomball machine, you could rotate through the players and take turns, but you can't play simultaneously at the same time.
It is
Yes.
2-player, by the way, if you plug in Xbox controller.
Yes.
Well, and
Options.
the other thing there too is, I mean, one of them's got a horizontal screen, the other one's got a vertical screen. So obviously the Tomball is for pinball. You want a vertical screen, but if
like
you are
meatball.
into vertical games, that's going to be your baby
Miss
too.
Pac, Galaga, Time Pilot. The best games are vertical.
Pingrave, another one. So, all right, Canada Phil says it
Kindred,
looks
I
like
that.
it says that you like the Tomball machine. It's all about pinball now. So, anything you want to elaborate? You like the Tomball one?
I hope you guys can hear me.
We
I keep
can.
cutting in and
Yeah,
out.
we
I
can hear you.
apologize about that.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I'm a vertical guy. I'm a kid of the 80s, and for me, it's all about classic vertical gaming. And now that we've got
That's
pinball on the scene, the 2 of them combined are, what I like. So for me, it's
Rainwater says-
Tomball.
Only 2 players if you have a friend. So we know Rainwater will never play the Tombcade then. Kidding. Killer Penguins, what did you think? Tomball or Tombcade?
Definitely gonna have to probably go with the Tomball.
Tomball. All right.
I like that. I like how it looks. You know, the Tombcade is cool in that, but it still has that look that everybody's used to for your regular bar tops, and just having that height and the look of it. And, you know, as soon as you see it, you know right away. You can even look at the back of it and know right away it's a tombstone. The other one maybe not so much, but no, I like that one.
Nice. All right. Well, it looks like we're split half and half, but it doesn't matter what we think. What really matters is that if you voted for the competition, we had 224 people vote in this year's competition and for the season 1, which was fantastic. And I did actually put in a question that said, do you want to be entered or not? So out of the 224, there was a good number of people that didn't want to be entered for whatever reason it is. There was actually only 81 people that said they wanted the Tombcade. So for whatever reason,
your odds
maybe
just got better, everybody.
Your odds did get better. In fact, we have called the Wheel of Names here, and I've dropped in everybody's name into this section that said that yes, they wanted to be entered into the contest. So you guys can see here your name. If you have a YouTube handle, I threw that in there here. So maybe if you're watching the show, you might be winning this live right now. Put into the chat which one you want to win. If you want to win the Tomball, Tombcade, this is your last chance to enter anything for luck, because we're about to pick the winner right now. And so, Jacob, would you be sad to see any one of these leave your house? Which one do you prefer, or do you have a preference?
I want them to go to people. I want them to be played. I've made several machines now that sit in my basement. I have, a couple of friends come over and we dress up as zombies and scientists and play video games. I need people to touch these things, feel these things, experience these things that I'm creating. So that's why I'm giving it away. And that's why we're doing this tonight like this. So yeah, I want you guys to start having some of these things. I might even probably in the future, you could probably see me real soon do like some kind of auction or something for the other one. So pay attention. Go ahead and follow my channel, Things to Rot Your Brainz, folks.
Absolutely. Well, hopefully, people love this build and they're excited. So we're going to do it right now. I'm going to pick 2 winners. Actually, I'm going to pick a secondary one. So if you are listening live now or later, I told the winner you have 24 hours to email me with your contact information to claim your prize. Otherwise, it's going to go to the secondary person just so that we have a backup on stream. So here we go. There it is. The moment you've been waiting for. The Tombcade or the Tomball machine is going to go to one person right here, and his name is Matthew Ritchie. Congratulations, Matthew Ritchie. If you are in the chat, feel free to jump in and say hello, because you are a winner. Congratulations, because you won. Congratulations, no whammies. And some people are going to say, yes, my name is Matthew Ritchie now. But just for fun, let's go ahead and pull one other person as a backup, just so that I have a backup just in case. We're going to run this one more time. You might see your name pop up here. It could be you. It could be dun, 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 my win. Okay, so my win is our secondary person right now. So that is your winners for the Tombcade. So congratulations to Matthew and my. So hopefully Matthew claims it. Otherwise, you will be the winner. Congratulations, everybody. Any final things you want to mention about the Tombcade, Tomball builds, Jacob?
Yeah, so if you guys, the AtGames Connect board, there's some things that I'd like to make some suggestions in the future. Like when you rotate it for the pinball, I wasn't paying exact attention when I was building it, and apparently it only goes and rotates one way. It doesn't rotate all 4 ways with the Connect board. And I had mounted and put everything into place, and then I did my final testing literally 2 days ago to realize that the TV was mounted in the wrong way, putting my image upside down. In an effort to try to remove my TV, I hulked the situation and destroyed my screen. I had to go on Facebook Marketplace, find somebody else for $20-something, a screen that was relatively close, come back, modify, make adjustments, remount it, and put it in there so that I could have this thing ready for you guys, because that's the type of person I am. So, yes. Maybe in the future, I'd love it to rotate all 4 directions. That'd be great for the modding community. It would make things much simpler.
Yes.
Man, you did a lot of work on this, so I think we just have a big thank you for your time and effort to show us some true artistry with this. Restalgia, Tampatec, any final words you want to say to Jacob?
To Jake, thank you for doing that, because that is a really kind thing for you to do, to invest that time and to put
give
this
it to
together.
somebody.
Yeah, this is incredibly generous, and thank you for doing that, man.
And I hope you do
man.
make your services available for folks that may want to do this. So if you have your link to your channel, if you want your own Tomball or Tombcade machine, please feel free to reach out to Jacob. I'm sure he would consider it for, however you want to offer your services to the folks.
Oh
Putting it
yes,
out there.
Tombcade, Zombiecade, Coffincade. Let's start talking, folks. Let's get weird. Let's get really weird.
Let's
get weird together.
Weird. Let's get weird. That's so good. Okay, cool. All right. So the final couple things before we reveal our results. Thank you all for tuning in this long. We're going to get to a results show, but we have one other thing that we need to do. We need to show off Restalgia's Legends build versus my Legends build. I wanted to make this competition just a slightly... well, what happened was I felt left out. I felt left out that I didn't build a Legends Connect board and everybody else was having fun. So I was like, I want to build one. I want to challenge somebody. I challenge Restalgia. So Restalgia spent some time putting together his little build. So I'm going to pull it up right now. So Restalgia, do you want to talk about your build while I pull up, what you did in the background?
Yeah, sure. So you can go ahead and pull it up. My build was built about a year ago. And it is essentially just a Bartop. I literally went and I grabbed a Bartop kit that you can find on Etsy, on Amazon, there's several suppliers that sell it. I found a local shop that was doing it, and I grabbed it. And it was just, a flat packed kit. And then essentially I assembled it. I picked up my parts. I connected everything with that really handy dandy wiring harness that Mike is talking about. And essentially that was it. I didn't build this at the time thinking that I was competing against anyone else. So the build itself is pretty bare bones. I just kind of built it spending the most amount of money that I could, in the sense of, like, I had $300. So within that $300, I knew that, I could build a bar top, but I could splurge on a nicer screen. I could splurge on better quality buttons and micro switches and joysticks and things like that. So that's exactly what I did. I decided to go with the standard black kind of melamine finish, and then I went with like a nice white T-molding to kind of give it that like pinstripe kind of appearance. And then to keep with the AtGames theme, I just went with like green buttons and white toppers on your joystick. So yeah, I don't know what else there is to say about it, but that's my build.
Yeah, sorry, I was just pulling over to the live stream because I am going to put up a poll later on so that folks can vote for Steven Restalgia no matter what. But there's the bare bones build. Tampatec, now that you've seen it and you're reminded of this, do you have any thoughts about Restalgia's build there?
Yeah, I like the colors, and I like it looks like something you would buy at the store. And I wonder if you could like wall mount it. The one thing I do want to see is some decals.
Yeah, see, like I didn't have any more room in the butt because I had a choice. Like I could either buy cheap decals or some sort of cheap vinyl, or I could buy, a better quality screen. I could spend this extra $65, $75 on better parts, and I decided to go that route. What's that?
Is there flipper buttons on the side?
There is not. So I actually mentioned that in the video. And at the time, I don't know if you remember, they were just starting to do the pinball. We had just started to see the Gottlieb tables come out. So for me, I was like, that's cool, but like I'm building a bar top. I don't need there to be pinball buttons. Hindsight being 2020, knowing now that we've got the Zakaria lineup, now they're doing custom tables with the title licenses and potentially other licenses as well. I would, if I could go back in time, I would 100% add some pinball buttons.
You can still do it.
I could, yeah, absolutely could. Just drill a couple holes, throw some buttons in there, splice some wires.
Next season.
Season.
Okay.
Our next judges, but Restalgia, can you answer this question about the harness kit? So there was kind of, do you understand the question? Is this
totally
the harness kit?
So Meatball Saucy brings up a really good point about, potentially having that wire harness included in the kit. That wiring harness was not created by AtGames. So AtGames has the Connect board, which they're distributing. It's actually DIY Retro Arcade who was able to take a harness that I think was originally used for a Pandora box, and he realigned the pins in it so that way it matches more correctly with the Kinect, and he's selling it individually. If you do want a kit where you can get the Kinect board and the harness, I would actually say that you're better off to just pick it up from DIY Retro Arcade because he can sell them both to you at the same time, and his price for the Kinect is identical to the price that AtGames is selling directly. So you're not going to spend any more from buying it from DIY Retro Arcade and getting that harness included than you would if you were buying the Kinect board direct from AtGames.
Canada Phil makes a good point that AtGames probably should market that parts and board stuff if they're going to put some more time into this. I think that's a really good suggestion for sure.
If I might add in, I have
Go
not
ahead.
used that harness on any single one of my builds.
Oh,
Well, you are a
he's just-
glutton for punishment. So
He's plugging
Yes,
in
I
pins.
love it.
All right, so that is the Legends build from Restalgia. Good, definite effort. I love it. It was good. So I now have my build that I'm going to show you guys right now. It is what I call the Legends Connect Racer, and it's right here. Here it is. Check it out. Hey, this is B from Kong's Arrest, and today we're showing off my AtGames Legends Connect Racer build for the Build Your Own Legends contest judges competition against me and Restalgia. Here it is, my Legends Connect build, building a racing sim using some simple tools and materials, all under $300. Here's Mrs. Kong's Arrest playing some of the stock drift out games on the Legends Connect board using a Mario Kart wheel, which is plug and play, works absolutely fantastic and fine. This is a simple build that you could do in your home for less than $300. Here's CoinOps X loaded up onto an interface for the Legends Connect board, which gives you options to tons of different classic racing games. Here's Mrs. Kong's Arrest testing out Sega Hang On, which works again with the stock wheel. So this wheel, the Mario Kart wheel, plugs directly into the Legends Connect board. You just have to map out the gas buttons to the pedals, and the pedals work perfect. Here's some outrun gameplay with that Mario Kart wheel. There is no force feedback in this wheel, but it feels really good, springs back to center. That wheel was about 80 to 90 bucks used. This GTR racing wheel office chair I got for 30 bucks on OfferUp and Facebook Marketplace. And look what's underneath. I used the milk crate Cade as my base. All I had to do for the entire build, as you can see, I just put some cardboard around the milk crate, bolted the milk crate onto the chair itself, taped it down, and then used some carbon fiber vinyl wrap to wrap it around. This is how I mounted my TV to the actual stand. That stand was only about 60 bucks. Added some wood, added some vinyl to that wrap, and I put this together again for less than 250 bucks. About so that little racing stand there that I added some decals was about 70 bucks that I got from eBay. So the wheel was 90 bucks. The rig was 70 bucks. The chair was 30 bucks, and the TV was 50 bucks. And then I had wood in a milk crate. That's it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let's go, Team USA. There it is, my racing rig for under 300 bucks. I put the poll into the chat if you guys want to vote. But so Restalgia or Kong's Arrest build, Tampatec. What do you think now? As our unbiased judge.
you've seen them both now. Who won?
You're asking me right now?
Yeah.
Who won between Kong's R Us and my build?
I've been
All right,
asking.
I just voted just now. I just voted just now, and I gotta say, if the Restalgia, if you had pinball buttons, that might have been like a closer matchup. But honestly, you can't compete with the racer.
No, you can't. And I'll be 100% honest. If B, you didn't win this, then that speaks volumes. That alone will speak volumes. So I'm very, very willing to tip my hat to you and say congratulations without even seeing the final vote. I'm sure you took that with a landslide.
It was pretty close. It's still people are still voting. It's 32 votes. 78% say me.
Maybe
you
my
still got
humble
some
attitude
votes.
will give me.
You
a couple
got some
votes.
22 votes for you, but there's nothing at stake besides bragging rights, and that I can just shove this in Restalgia's face for the rest of all time now, which I will absolutely do in every single live stream and chat and be like, hey, Restalgia, remember that time where I beat you by 60.39% on this this competition.
Yeah.
But he
To make
didn't
it
know he
grow.
was going to be in Yeah, but like he built that a year ago. He didn't know he was going to be in a competition like a year later.
He actually had more time to update it if he wanted it to. He could have.
That's true.
I
All right,
ran
that's
out of
true.
money. I had no more money in the budget. That
You
was
could
my
have
problem.
rejiggered something. You could have taken. You had opportunity to
I
update it.
could.
You
I will
could have
not
put
make
pinball.
excuses. You won.
You could have
fair
put
and
pinball
square,
machines
sir.
in there. There it
You
is.
did. You won fair and square. That being
All right.
said, I like the idea of the judges competing against one another just for fun. So maybe that is something. If you guys enjoyed that, maybe that's something that we can adopt for potential future seasons.
All right.
You're going to make me work extra hard.
We might.
All right, we're ready to reveal finally the winner of the actual competition. Our guests have been hanging out, and I know Michael B is getting sleepy. So let's go ahead and reveal. Thanks for hanging in there, everybody that's been wanting to know how the competition voting happened. So this time around, it was all in the hands of you, the voters. And so for every vote that you ranked first, second, or third place, rank 1 got 3 points, rank 2 got 2 points, and rank 3 got 1 point. So here is the final results of the Build Your Own Legends Season 2 contest. So for in third place, we have Michael B's build with, you had 9 first place votes, Michael B, 89 second place votes, 126 rank 3 votes for a total of 331 points. Michael B, that's how it went down. You actually had some people that thought it was the #1 build, so congrats there. Our second place build is the Canada Phil's build with 72 first place votes, Canada Phil, 91 second place votes, and 61 third place votes for 459 points, over 100 points more than Michael B, your next competitor. But both of those combined don't add up to your winner, who had 145 first place votes, 68 second place votes, and 45 third place votes. The Legends Connect cocktail build from Killer Penguins with 548 points is the winner of your Build Your Own Legends Season 2 competition. There it is, Killer Penguins. Give us your quick old victory
Team
speech for
USA.
good old US of A. I don't even need to put up that flag because you are representing.
Keep the zipper up. Keep the zipper up.
Okay. No, I just want to say, thank you to everybody. I spent a lot of time blasting friends and Facebook groups and Discord groups and old esports teams, blowing people up to try, because after seeing Phil's build and after seeing Mike's build and knowing Mike has that community of people, because he's a great guy and he has a great attitude and that people love him, I was worried nonstop. And so, everybody did amazing. I love what everybody did. And I just want to thank everybody who loved what I did, and just, awesome job to everybody.
Congratulations. Restalgia, tell him what he's won.
You, sir, have won an AtGames Legends pinball machine, as well as the Taito Table Pack #1 DLC content.
Congratulations, Killer Penguins. All right, so Restalgia, we do have another Judge's Choice Award. You want to let them know what our Judge's Choice is and what that is?
So Judge's Choice Award is essentially the award that goes to the person who the judges felt brought the most uniqueness to the table. Essentially somebody who had put their proposal together, that was able to build their proposal or make whatever adjustments they needed to, and really represent what the concept of Build Your Own Legends is all about. And for that individual is going to be winning a Legends Gamer Pro package with some additional DLC content as well. You'll also get the Taito Table Pack 1 as well. And for that, do you just want me to announce it, or how do you want to handle this?
Go ahead. Let them know.
We decided that the Restalgia Barcade is going to win that one. And no, I'm just
Ooh,
joking.
look at this AtGames shell.
For that one, actually, we selected, and this was before we saw all the final votes and everything, Canada Phil. You were our top choice for that.
Absolutely. Most original build, I think, that we've not seen before. And it came to, Dressercade, I don't think we'll ever see again. But
Next
Canada
we'll see
Phil.
a night table Cade.
The night table Cade. It reminds me of one of those things where people like start posting pictures of like this random piece of furniture and they're like arcade, and that's kind of exactly what Michael B did.
That's right.
Canada Phil, anything you want to mention and say? Now we lost your audio
you
again.
No audio.
All right, of course.
It's par for the course, yeah.
Of course.
Canada
It
Phil
wouldn't
just
be a
says,
show.
thank you guys so
He-
much. You guys are awesome.
He's speechless.
He's speechless. You can put it into chat. But Michael B, you absolutely get the Miss Congeniality Award. Congratulations. Thanks so much. But Restalgia,
on,
does he win
hold on.
anything else?
Mike doesn't get to walk away empty-handed either.
Oh,
Mike, you don't just get to leave with your, with your head sunken down in third place as Miss Congeniality, sir. You also win a prize. You are going to be shipped out a Legends Gamer Mini with, you'll be getting a Legends Gamer Mini with the Taito Volume 1 Pack DLC as well.
Awesome.
wow.
Congratulations.
I actually think almost everybody else here has pretty much every one of the AtGames products. I know Canada Phil, you've got a number of products. Killer Penguins got a number of products. Mike, do you have a Gamer Mini, or is that like the one product you actually don't have?
That's the one product I don't have. Yep.
Wow.
There you go.
Hey,
Oh,
Yeah.
worth it, huh? Was it worth it?
I don't know, man.
Sleepless nights, and look at that, we're giving out participation trophies for everybody. But truly, Killer Penguins is your winner. Not only does he win that, but he also, Restalgia, is going to be getting his own. He already made the belt himself, but yes,
He made his own. He made his own belt.
he
Yeah.
did.
So this is it. This is actually a pretty cool introduction that we've got. So this season we are doing this Build Your Own Legends Championship belt. And what we are going to do is we are actually going to get this made. It'll be completely custom. We're going to have the Killer Penguins logo on it, and the date and the time and kind of the finale and all that sort of stuff. And we might even put, I don't know, something about it, what he's built as one of the emblems there. So I'm going to work really hard on that in the next day or so to get that kind of drafted up. And we're going to get that shipped out to you. So you, sir, will soon have your own Build Your Own Legends Championship belt.
All right, Killer Penguins, congratulations. And one thing, why 3 L's in Killer?
He doesn't have an
I
answer.
don't have a good reason for that.
And I've misspelled his name every single time, pretty sure. But that's
It's
okay. He's
okay.
still a winner. Still a winner in our books.
But no, if it's cool, I want to show one last feature that I had to remove
Go ahead.
that I've brought into this.
All right,
for
take it home.
all you
Show us
guys.
the additional feature, the one that we
Alright.
didn't get to see that as part of the build. You like the
Go.
build. Show us one final thing, Killer Penguins.
Yes, this
Alright.
was, I believe, if I know what this feature is, this is one where as soon as he showed this to me, I said, absolutely no way is that being submitted in your final build. Is that the one that I'm thinking of?
Yes.
Okay,
So
I thought so.
I'm turning the camera around. So give it a minute here.
We still don't have any visuals yet right now. You're still on a black
Yep,
screen, just a
it's
heads
coming.
up.
It's,
It's
there we go.
coming.
It's loading. It's
We got a one more
Alright.
thing going
Alright.
on, stealing from Jong's
and one
tagline.
more
But yes,
thing.
and Canada Phil still has
Alright.
more
Here we
things
come,
too
man.
with the additional stuff that you kept adding to it. I love seeing that these were not just builds. In fact, with my Racer build, by the way, I had a PC next to it that I can actually just hook up a PC to my monitor now and just have a PC in addition to my Legends build. So the fun part about modding is that you can really keep expanding. That's the great part about these projects. If this has inspired anybody to do anything with these boards, it's a great starting point, and just know that it's not, the end. I'm looking forward to seeing Phil's flat packs. If you can get those out and about, that would be really great to see. All right, we're waiting, Killer
I'm excited
Penguins.
to see that.
Yeah, while
Hey,
while
man,
we're waiting
it's-
for that.
I would
it's
love to
this,
see like a Legends DIY kit, like with the harness, the Connect, and then like maybe like a virtual pinball kit that you could build the virtual pinball machine with the Connect board.
with the power cable.
Yeah, exactly.
Jukebox.
Oh, wow.
All
All right.
There it is. Okay, we're ready. We're back. Okay, we're live, Killer
Okay.
Penguins. Show it
Um,
to us. Give us that
So
final
yeah, just some
preview.
just some features real quick. We have that was it above the budget now that we did some LED lighting here as well as there. We swapped sticks for these mag that you just pull up and can switch between 4 and 8. Tampatec,
We're losing you.
wanted to see some lens and we can throw aside for Can you hear me?
Yeah, keep it simple.
We can. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So here we go. You guys can hear me? See it?
All right.
Yeah.
So the
Are you still
table is
losing me?
going down.
Okay. Table's going down. All right. So the main thing for here, have a remote.
Whoa.
Dun dun dun
Dun,
dun dun.
dun, dun,
Boom, 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 boom.
So yeah, we got our screen for pinball for backlash for
Wow.
FX3 and OTG mode. It'll actually come
Swiss
up and
Army
it'll
knife.
lift the table at the angle.
And it's angled up. So in a nutshell, if you can't figure out what it is, it's the second and third monitor with the tilt for actual pinball play. Wow.
Jeez, that's everything, man. Like you crammed everything in that thing.
Yep.
I'm
Yeah.
sure you guys can see
There we go,
why this
guys.
could not possibly be submitted within the original build, but that is really cool. It is really cool. The fact that you were able to kind of engineer the way that was going to come out and how it was going to function and all that. That's it looks pretty awesome.
And I will say, going on Facebook Marketplace, I did get that monitor. It has it's thick. It's I got that for $10, and the lift I got someone had out of the old, entertainment center that didn't work anymore. $50. So, and looking on Marketplace, stuff looks expensive, but you can find deals. Bobby Vu knows about that.
Yeah. It doesn't connect to the actual Connect board though, right? That's the additional features that you would have a PC to run PC pinball and extra things. So note that that's not like a second monitor that could work with the Legends Connect. At this point, it's just another thing you can add for fun. So cool, man. That was awesome. It was killer with 3 L's, Bobby Vu. Well done. To all our contestants, Killer Penguins, Canada Phil, MichaelBtheGameGenie, our special guest competitor, Things to Rot Your Brainz. What a fantastic season of BYOL Legends Season 2. Let's just do a quick one word of how you feel about this season from everybody, and then we'll end the show. So Canada Phil, I hope your mic's working. Can you give us like a one word, send out of how you're feeling about BYOL? Or you can just type it. He's just saying night. Thank God it's over. Never again. That's a couple words. That's all right. Jacob, any final words? That sums it up in a nutshell. Killer Penguins.
Yeah!
Merca. There it is. MichaelBtheGameGenie wants to go to sleep, but what's your word?
What have I got myself into here?
Tampatec, any final thoughts or words?
Creative.
Creative. I like that. That's a good word. And Restalgia, your AtGames representative, the full-time employee that's here representing. Kidding. He works only part-time. But
Yes.
any final thoughts, man?
It's more than a word. I do want to say thank you to all the competitors, those that are still here that actually made it to the end, and those that participated and had to drop out. And a special thanks to Mr. Jacob Johnson for doing what you did here. That was really awesome. Very, very much appreciated. A lot of work goes into this, not only from the contestants, but also on the back end of things. And it's really, it's like a passion project. So we very much appreciate you guys watching and participating and voting. And we also appreciate, the contestants for doing all the work that they did. And if you guys at home think that you can do this better, submit for the next season, because I want to see more people submitted. Maybe we can expand the budget a little bit. Maybe we can kind of tweak things and make it more interesting. But we got to get some people involved. If you got a good idea, sit on that idea and bring it to the table next time.
And if you think you can host this better, let's get me out of this and Restalgia and Tampatec and replace the whole panel.
You can swap us all out.
I had a good time hosting this season of BYOL Season 2. Thanks again for having us, and that's it. We'll see you next season. Take care, everybody. Bye, folks.
and I